Welcome to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists with Jackie and David. If you are enjoying our episodes and want to support the production, consider buying us a coffee. Your contributions help us bring you more insightful discussions and expert interviews. Follow the link in the show notes or visit buymeacoffee.com/Folding Towels podcast to contribute, and thank you for your support.
Hello. Guess what? It's the Folding Towels podcast. We are back again in your ear holes. Hello, David.
Hello, Jackie.
Hello.
What has been happening?
Not a lot. Just doing the things, going to work, stuff with the kids. You went to some Fringe things, I think, here in Adelaide.
I did. I got out to the Adelaide Fringe. I went to 4 shows across 2 nights, and then I was cooked. It was very busy.
It is. It's pretty full on, honestly, if you're going into town during March in Adelaide. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw some spectacular human beings. And as a massage therapist, I do appreciate good anatomy. And someone's going to giggle and say you're a grot for saying that. But when you are looking at strongmen on stage doing trapeze type things and balancing stuff on one hand and one finger, it's pretty awesome when you can name the muscles.
I think that as well, honestly. I am in awe of the human body, knowing some of the things that I do. And yeah, when you see performers like that, whether it's trapeze or dancers or whatever, you are totally, as a massage therapist, just sitting there going, wow, that is full on amazing. Look at what those muscles are doing.
I had this moment of excitement going, I know that muscle and I've only seen it in a textbook before. How do I get one of those?
Oh my goodness. You are funny.
Truth is, I have those muscles. They're just not as well defined, and they do have a bit of a winter covering over them.
They're just well hidden under some winter weight.
Yep.
Yes.
I will survive a zombie apocalypse longer than they will.
So long as it's not a zombie apocalypse, David, and then we're all goners.
Well, interestingly, this particular show did have a zombie apocalypse aspect to it. And as we segue our way through this episode, Jackie, it was a show called Elixir, where the premise of the show was that they were in a human testing lab and they would drink these elixirs and they would get superhuman characteristics, and they'd wait to see what happened to them. Did they die? Did they turn into zombies? The answer is yes, they did.
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
That sounds quite interesting.
It was fun.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we got to see humans being awesome.
Look, honestly, if the zombie apocalypse does happen, and I'm not saying it will, but if it did happen, I would be one of the first to go because I do not run for anyone. So I'd be in the first wave, probably. You might have a bit of a chance. You're a runner.
Yeah, well, I do run. Not fast, but I do run.
You'll be running faster than me, David, so you'd be fine. You just have to be the one furthest away from the zombie or the bear, you know?
What is the standard defense against a zombie these days? Is it the wooden stake? Or is that vampires?
That's vampires, I think. I think, yeah.
Silver bullet? That's werewolves.
Chopping heads off or killing the spinal column, the what do you call it? The cerebral cortex. Something, bullet through the brain or something like that. Yeah. Yes. We have segued way out of topic. We're talking about coaching today, guys. We're not talking about zombies.
There is an election coming up, so we might as well talk about zombies and the undead. Hello to any politicians who are listening to us.
To all of them listening to us. We are actually talking about business coaching today, and last week we were talking about mentors.
Yes, so we're now into your territory, Jackie.
Well, I was just thinking about this, David, and honestly, I'm not sure that I have any positive business coaching stories to tell.
We'll unpack that a little bit further, though.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So what is business coaching, David? Tell us.
Oh, a business coach coaches you in the aspects of your business.
Yeah. So you can get a business coach that does not know anything about massage, I guess, because we talked about this a lot last week.
So, well, you can find coaching for business in all sorts of aspects. And if you have an accountant, your accountant may actually coach you in some things. And that maybe simply by saying, hey, Jackie, you've not made any money this year. You either need to do more work or charge more money or do both. Mm-hmm. And you can go, no, I'm not going to do those things. And the accountant will say, well, it's your funeral.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a bit of standard advice that a business coach may offer.
Well, I guess the one of the biggest differences is that a business coach may or may not know anything about your field. There are certainly business coaches that you can get that work with specific groups of people.
Yeah, industry specific.
Yeah. Whereas a mentor would tend to be more industry specific, I guess.
Yes.
They would know all about the ins and outs of massage therapy.
Well, if you think about a mentor would coach and grow the person, and a business coach is there to help you make business growth decisions.
So, and a coach is not going to do that work for you. They are there to guide and provide you with strategies and hold you accountable. You have to do the work.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest failing that... And business coaches are frustrated with this as well. Yes, you've paid them money. They can walk away at the end of the day if you don't do anything. But for them to have credibility, you need to be successful. Mm-hmm. And for you to be successful, you need to do the work.
Yes.
If you have no intention of following through on the suggestions of a business coach, business coaching probably isn't for you.
Probably not worth paying out that money to get a business coach if you're not going to actually do what they say.
and if all you want is someone to develop things for you, whether it be systems or websites or marketing or anything, then you probably want a consultant and not a business coach. You just give them the money, they do the things, and you pay the bill.
That's so true. You can literally pay someone to do your bookkeeping, your accounting, do your website, do your social media for you as well. That's, totally different to coaching.
And business coaches come in different flavors as well, and not just in terms of industry specific, but if you're a solopreneur, then you probably want to find a business coach who works with solo practitioners. If you've got a small team, maybe you are in a relationship similar to Kylie Bradley, where she has a building and therapists of similar style co-locate with her but aren't staff. They are tenants. Or there's business coaches who can help you down that field. And if you're going down the path of growing your empire and having multiple therapists in your practice and then maybe growing to multiple practices, there are business coaches who will take you on that journey as well.
That's a huge thing at the moment, is that scaling up and not only employing therapists but having multiple locations and really scaling up.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a huge thing in the coaching world.
Yeah, and that coach will know when you are ready to scale. They won't just say, hey, we're going to do the thing. Isn't this exciting? Like, no, we've got to do these things. We've got to build the foundations. This is a big step and we need to be ready to go at the right time.
Well, look, that brings us to a very important thing to remember, is that any decent business coach should be doing some kind of onboarding interview with you and should know exactly where you're at in your business, should know where you want to get to. And so if you don't employ anyone, but you want to have, a franchise, like that's a massive jump. And they should be able to tell you, yes, I can help you with that, or actually, no, you need some other business coach, or you need to do some other things first and then come back and see me when you're at XYZ point. So a good business coach will actually potentially turn you down.
Hey, Jackie.
Yes?
This podcast is a birth of a business coaching program.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I said to Jackie one day, hey, let's run a podcast. She's like, that sounds like fun. And then we didn't speak for another 6 months, and I was in a coaching program at the time, and the mentor that I had assigned to me through Business SA is like, okay, and what's the business model that you're going to develop? It's a podcast. I'm like, well, how's that going to make money? It probably won't, but isn't this fun?
Oh, we're so rich from this podcast, David. Like, the billions of dollars are flowing in. I can't keep up.
Are you going to make a celebrity endorsement of OG1? You know, all the cool kids like Joe Rogan are endorsing OG1, and apparently it's full of inflammatory bodies.
I have no idea what you just said.
Just go and eat some grass, apparently.
No idea what David just said.
We do not have any celebrity endorsements here.
God, no.
But yes, working with that business mentor, business coach, so to speak, we worked through the basis of, okay, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. Why do you want to do it? Mm-hmm. Who's your target audience? Is it going to work? Is anyone else doing it? And at the time, it was like, oh, yes, there was someone doing it, and they have literally just exited the industry. Why did they exit the industry? Probably because they're not making any money. So why are you doing it? Because it's going to be fun.
Well, look, when we started this podcast, we were, I guess, filling a hole within the industry because there were not really any podcasts like this for Aussies, and that's what we started with, the idea that we wanted to help Australian massage therapists, not necessarily with their techniques, but we knew that there was so many things that all of the new baby therapists were coming out of massage school and going, I do not know a bloody thing. Like, I didn't get taught this, I didn't get taught that. And we could just see that there were all of these holes that needed filling. And so Dave and I basically went, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
We've got nothing to lose, and it's really only going to cost us our time. So, and off we went.
So that coaching program through Business SA took me through the process of, okay, as I said before, what do you want to do? Why? Blah, blah, blah. But okay, well, who is going to be your target audience? What do they look like? Where are you going to find them? How are you going to reach them? It took through the process of the brand development. And branding is more than just a logo. We will talk to you about that in another episode. Finding your voice and getting systems in place like, oh, all right, do you have a budget? How much is this thing going to cost? At what point are you going to break even? Because businesses don't break even overnight, usually. So you invest into it, and it takes time for them to grow. And these are lessons that we'd had from starting our own practices all those years ago. But if you haven't practiced these skills in a while, they do get a bit stale. So there are also niche business coaches out there who work with specific cohorts of the population. And it may be starting a business, you're a person with a particular disability and a person who has knowledge of your disability and how to work with you and the limitations or the superpowers that you have. And there are also, particularly large, is business coaches for women-owned businesses.
So true. So, David, how do you decide if you need a coach, or maybe you need a mentor, or maybe you want both? Like, what do you think? How do you decide that?
You can have all the things, Jackie.
Can I?
You can have all of them.
How much is it going to cost me, David?
Well, and this is where things can get a bit murky. In the last episode, we talked about mentors. Some mentors may charge you for their time, and that is completely fair enough. But a mentor, you may find within your own practice someone who is who you are aspiring to be, who is literally walking that path a few steps ahead of you. A business coach is likely going to charge you for their time, whether they are in the industry that you work in or whether they just have business skills. You can pay people ad hoc. I just need a bit of advice. What say you?
I would like to add, David, to that if you actually are, like, not necessarily a new therapist, but if you are speaking to somebody, one person in particular, perhaps as a new therapist, and you have questions like, what should I do about this? What about this? What do you think about this problem? it might be time, if that's already happening, to formalize that agreement and to actually come to sort of some sort of financial arrangement with that person. It might not be a lot of money, but you don't want to be harassing your friends or colleagues about questions all the time about your own business and have them feeling resentful towards you. Yeah. Like, it's often a good idea to have a chat with, someone if you have an informal relationship and say, oh, hey, would it benefit you to make this formal? Do I need to back off? Should I look at formal mentoring from yourself or someone else?
In the world of business advice, and this is what we're talking about, this, you can call it coaching, you can call it business advice. When I was working as a consultant and I was providing advice, now, as I jump around here with my brain, Jackie, how much does your practitioner insurance cost you in a year?
Oh, me? Oh, it's not very expensive. It's probably like just under $200.
So when I was providing business advice, and business advice, people don't get hurt. Not like massage where a person could have life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Business advice, if business things go bad, it costs a lot of money. 10 years ago, my business insurance was about $7,500.
What?
If I gave someone advice and they followed my advice and that resulted in loss of money, that is considered worse than loss of life.
I have some thoughts on that I will not be able to share, but okay, yes.
I struggle with this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A business coach, and this is where a financial arrangement is probably a good thing, because freebie information can still come back to bite a person.
Yeah.
Paying for information can actually be a valuable thing.
Yes. It can honestly be worth formalising an arrangement, even if it's only, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but just formalising that arrangement can just make everybody happy.
So if you have graduated from your certificate or your diploma course, and in your course they've said all you need to get started is you need to get an ABN and you need to establish a bank account and then you need a logo and a business card and a phone number, and you launch your business. A great place to start is to approach often your local council. They often have a chamber of commerce or something like a business enterprise centre where you can access qualified business people, often for free.
We have some great business council-run enterprise centres here in South Australia. We actually have some really good business centres. It's like there's a lot of free stuff that they put out as well.
They will often hold, I'm saying the word often a lot, Jackie. They will often hold monthly get-togethers where you can meet other like-minded businesses in your area, and that can be great for networking, building relationships without having to go down the process of something like a
BNI.
Without having to go down the process of a BNI. So you can actually network informally with other people in your area who probably want to get to know you.
BNIs usually cost a lot of money to join and participate in, so that's why.
Not as much as you expect, but they do take a lot of effort.
Some, yes.
And we will talk about BNI in another episode.
Yeah, there's a whole different conversation to this, so yeah.
You need to be a very good fit for BNI.
Yes, absolutely.
And they will often run training sessions around very specific things, which might be social media, might be about AI, about choosing a bookkeeper, all those types of things. And they can point you in the direction of setting yourself up with good advice as well, accessing insurance brokers and all those sort of things.
Those business enterprise centres can be absolutely amazing for new businesses. You might not be new to business, but if you're setting up a new business in a new field, like if you are brand new to massage therapy, or just brand new to being self-employed, they can be absolutely amazing. And honestly, they do give away a lot of information or very cheap information. And I myself have done something many years ago. It must have been when I first started, through the Salisbury group.
Yeah, the Polaris Centre.
Polaris Centre,
They were excellent. They were market leaders.
Yeah, and you would sign up for this course for like 6 weeks or something. And I have this vague recollection that it was only about $100 or something. And you'd go on like a Tuesday night, and one week they'd talk about networking, and one week they'd talk about something else. And for somebody that had never been self-employed before, like, it was just a lifesaver. I learned so much from doing that.
Those BECs, they are funded by both state and federal government here in Australia, and they've invested in these programs because so many small businesses fall over in the first year. It costs the country money for a business to collapse, particularly if something has to be bailed out. But they want you to be successful. And a successful business pays taxes.
Well, that's true. A successful business pays taxes.
Yep.
I think you've nailed it right there.
Yes. They want you to be successful.
Well, there you go.
Yep. And if you're not paying taxes and your business has fallen over, chances are you've just ended up in unemployment. And that costs the country money.
True. Also true.
A lot more than helping you to be successful. But let's talk about industry-specific business coaches, because you can find worldwide business coaches who specifically work with massage therapists.
Yeah, there are some really great ones out there, and we were talking earlier about. I may get this wrong, but I think his name is DJ Turner. Daryl Turner.
Yeah, Daryl Turner.
Yeah, from Scaling Wellness.
Yes. Hello, Daryl.
Yes. We know that Daryl listens to our podcast. 100% he listens to us. But I think we both follow Daryl on social media, and you have done a little bit of work with him. And like, even just listening to him, he is an amazing speaker. He's very clear and comes across just really kindly and wonderfully, and I just find him so interesting to listen to.
So we're cutting across into how you would select a business coach, and in working with Daryl, I didn't work with him as a business coach. He was in the field of marketing for massage therapists at that point, but he met with me online, and he took time to get to understand my business. He sent me some homework to do, so when he came to that first meeting, he had done his homework about me as well, and he came with some suggestions, and he listened, and he heard what I had to say, and he was very, very calm and collaborative, and yeah, how's that working? All right, I've got some suggestions for you. What about if we went down this path? And that personality style worked very well with me. And it's a personality style that you might find frustrating if you wanted someone to come in and just say, right, this is what we're doing, and it's going to be done this way, it's going to be pink, and I'll see you on Friday, and if it's not done on Saturday, then there's going to be consequences. You need to pick your coach based on the style that you will both be receptive to. Yeah,
that's so true. I loved how bossy you just got right then. Right, we're doing this. We're doing it now. Look, sometimes you just want somebody to come in and go, okay, let's try XYZ and do it this way and get back to me. And like, that is perfectly fine if that's honestly what you want, but you don't always want that.
It just comes down to the way they're going to communicate with you. Have you tried turning left? No, I haven't tried turning left. I think turning left might be a good idea, but I want to go right. But where you want to go is over to the left. What if I turn right 3 times? Well, you could do it that way. It's more efficient if we go left. Compared to the person who just goes, turn left, David. I'm like, no, I don't want to turn left.
Oh my God,
and
it's so funny.
This is the thing about working with a business coach, is that they are not there to do things for you. They will point you in the right direction based on what they have come to understand about you. And if you're not prepared to do the work, it has been a waste of your money and their time.
Absolutely. This is like probably one of the most important things with business coaching. You, as the coachee, have to actually put the time and effort in and do the thing. And it might not work, but it might. And you're not going to know unless you actually do the thing.
It is no different to being a scientist, really. A scientist will have this idea. Let's test the idea. Okay, I've tested it and nothing happened. All right, well, let's test it from a different direction. And that is how your business growth is going to go. You'll try some things. If it didn't work, you try something else. But if you keep going down the same path that doesn't work...
Well, that you're talking right now about email marketing and social media and any kind of marketing, really. Like, if you try it one way and if that doesn't work, okay, you try it a slightly different way. And if that doesn't work, you try it a slightly different way. But persistence is key. You have to keep going and keep trying different things.
Hiring employees, you're not going to get it right on the first go. Rarely, anyway.
Yeah. We did chat a little bit in the previous episode where we talked about mentors, about having values that align and personality and communication styles. And it absolutely still matters with hiring a business coach as well. As you said, if your, coach that you've hired is communicating with you and you're just finding that frustrating, you're not quite sure what they mean, you're not getting value out of the things that they're saying, it's really not going to work. So finding someone that you are absolutely comfortable with, that you can chat with, that understands you, and that probably has a lot of the same values as you do, that thinks similarly about the way that things should be done, is really important. It's great if someone will push your boundaries occasionally, but you don't want that constantly, especially if you're a really introspective, sort of quiet person, which a lot of us can be. We can be really real introverts, and having somebody just with massive high energy telling us all these things, or you've got to do this, you've got to do it that way, and not being open to feedback and communication, like, that's probably not going to work.
And this is where the values of the business coach have to come in as well, in that if they just see you as another paycheck, that is not a good thing. You need to be a good fit for them as much as they need to be a good fit for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a two-way street, and you won't get anything out of it if you don't have that good fit.
One of the values that I think is probably the most sensitive is that of money.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about the price of the coach here at this stage, but business coaches will often talk to you about money. And money is not a bad thing, as we've talked about on this podcast. It is not something to be feared.
It's a tool.
It is a tool, and it is an enabler. But if you work with a coach who seems to elevate money above the person and you are very heart-led, you are likely to be at conflict with them.
That's a very good point. And I would like to ask, maybe, do you need a money coach as well? Because there are people that do mentoring and coaching around money and, like that really introspective stuff that comes up when we start to talk about money. Very interesting. And I've had a money coach, David.
Yeah. And here we are in Australia where money is almost a dirty topic, depending on where you've come from. And if you come from this perspective of, we don't talk about money. I can't ask you how much you earn, Jackie. And you've got this really nice caravan, and so that means you must be raking it in. So are you a criminal? Compared to, there are some cultures where talking about your wealth is just, it's not taboo. It's what you do.
Yeah, it's really interesting once you start actually having conversations around money, not in a bragging way or in a woe is me way, but just in a a general, this is how much it costs me to live, this is what my business is making, this is how much we're spending on XYZ. It's really interesting. And people have really strong preconceived ideas about what is wealth and what is not wealth. Like, it's crazy sometimes what people actually think.
But that business coach is likely to ask you money questions. Being a responsible business owner means making some good money decisions. Otherwise, you can end up in hot water. You can end up in prison. The deprivation of liberty, you can lose houses and all sorts of things. So asking those questions, you need to be prepared to work with them on that.
One of the first steps, I think, when you are starting out as a new business owner is, okay, you're probably not making very much money at all because you're brand new to it. But at some point you have to go, okay, this is what I'm charging. This is what my expenses are for the year or the month. And this is what my income is. And you have to know those numbers because you can't make good financial decisions without actually knowing what those numbers are. And it can be really hard to work out. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not always easy to figure out, particularly if your expenses fluctuate a lot and your income fluctuates a lot. But it's something that you really have to put the time and effort in. And that's where, like, personally, I think sometimes having a money coach can be a good thing, particularly if you're new to self-employment. It's really hard to go from employment to being self-employed for a lot of people.
A lot of massage therapists are called into the industry.
Yeah.
Rather than making a career choice. And that has some implications around how they value money and wealth compared to other industries. And this is why we see a lot of poor, burnt out massage therapists.
So we just want to help people, David. Just want to help people. And that has the implication that we do it for free or for a pittance.
Yes.
Which I'm really glad to say that narrative is changing quite a lot.
I hope so.
Yeah, I remember when I was in massage school, there was a really big push by my teachers as a group that we stop saying that kind of bullshit to ourselves and to others, and that we price ourselves accordingly. And even if that meant taking like a smaller amount, like you might only charge $50 or $60 in that first 6 months while you're just building up your business. You're sort of still in, oh shit, I'm just out of training mode. I don't have a lot of expertise. But you build yourself up slowly over a couple of years, and eventually you're at like $80, $90, $100. And so that has always stayed with me. And I'm not saying that I have the money thing down pat, because I certainly do not. But it's something that has always been in the back of my mind that's really important to value what we do, because we're important as human beings. Our clients are important, but being paid properly is also really important.
Let's have a quick talk about the format that business coaching might look like.
Yes.
And there are business coaches who will work with you one-on-one, either in person or online. And there are business coaches who will guide you through a group program with tools that you follow online. Some people get a little bit annoyed when they say, I've bought into a business coaching program and all it was me watching videos. If all you do is watch videos, that's probably not a great thing. There needs to be some interaction with that coach. But the reason why those videos exist is because often the business coach is giving exactly the same information, because that problem is repeatable across the industry.
Yeah. I would guess that if you knew that going in, that it's probably not a big deal. But it depends what you want as well. If you're happy to sit there and watch videos and you get a lot of reward from that, then that's great. If you actually want to talk to someone, which I think for massage therapy, we're maybe a little bit more inclined to want to, talk things out with a person, sound off with people and have some feedback, because a lot of us work alone. And so having that conversation style coaching, we're a little bit more receptive to that, because we don't want to be alone, David.
So I have been in a group business coaching process, and whilst I did gain skills from that process and I grew my business in that time, the biggest thing that I took away was meeting other massage therapists who are in the same boat as me, and I've developed lifelong friendships with those people. That was the most important thing and the most valuable thing that I took away.
That is so, so true in our industry. And not all of us are working alone all the time. We might share a room, we might work in a small group, we might work in a large group. But there's a huge group of us across Australia and other countries as well that do work alone, and having a relationship with other therapists is like so not talked about enough. Like, it's really important. And I know, like I've said this so many times on this podcast, I get so lonely. I see my clients and I talk to my clients. I've got some wonderful ones and we chat and whatever, but I want to talk to someone that knows what I'm going through. And that's why I talk to you so much, David, because you know exactly what I'm going through, because we run our businesses quite similarly. And of course we have the podcast in common, but I can't stress enough how important it is for massage therapists to network. It can be online as well. It doesn't have to be that you go and meet with people in person. You can absolutely network online and you can chat with people online, but you have to have those people around you to support you.
The danger of working into one of those larger business coaching programs is sometimes they are a formula. And if you're a person like me where it's like, no, I follow the Frank Sinatra doctrine, I'm just going to do it my way. No, I'm going to do it my way. And at the end of the day, I did it my way. Then that coaching program may not be for you.
Well, it has the more people that are in the group, the more chance there is that you might feel left out of the group, and you might also feel like your needs are not being met, and you might feel like you've paid money for something that was not worth it. So you... Like, if you are going into a group coaching situation, it can be really important to find out exactly how all of it is going to happen, whether it's online, in person, how much of it is online, how many other people are in the group, roughly where they're from. You need to know these things.
And the biggest takeaway from those group type coaching experiences is peer group pressure. You step, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but you sit in those coaching sessions. The program that I did, which is an Australian-based one, if you search for Australian massage business coaching, you'll find, I think it's the only one in Australia anyway. You'll go into the sessions. There were four get-togethers in person where we would travel across the country to see each other, and then weekly where you would be online. For me, it was 8:30 in the morning on a Thursday. And you see and hear what your peers have been doing for the week. And sometimes you go, oh, that's a good idea. And sometimes you go, I did more than you. A little bit of one-upsmanship. Oh, I've been thinking about that as well. Can we just catch up later this afternoon, because I've got questions on that.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the cost of business coaching, David?
How long is a piece of string, Jackie?
Because honestly, it can be like quite a reasonable amount of money, or it can be an enormous amount of money.
And this comes down to your value of money as well, and
True.
How much value you'll get from the coaching session. How much you are going to implement of the coaching session as to whether it's good value for you, and also how much risk is involved. The person who is just starting out will get tremendous amount of value from free resources from their business enterprise centre.
Yeah.
Someone who's been around for a little bit longer and maybe just needs a few pointers, maybe 6 weeks of help. Something around the $2,000 mark might actually be very good value for you to grow, and making $2,000 back with good business decisions won't take very long.
This is where I think it's really good to have a bit of a goal in mind and to know your numbers, and you can work backwards. Like, this is such a thing that is said in business coaching. If you know you want to earn, say, for example, $100,000 for the year, how many massages a day do you have to do to make that money? Like, even just knowing that. And if you're going to spend 2,000 of that on business coaching, how many massages is that? How much extra work do you have to then bring in to pay for that?
Yeah, so if the coach encourages you to put your price up by $20 per massage, and you see an extra 100 people that year, you've made your money back. Because then it pays for itself year on year.
Well, that's true. If you gain 2 or 3 clients that become regular clients from doing that course, that's paid for itself.
And if you are going into the process of growing to have multiple therapists and then multiple clinical locations, you can expect to pay some fairly hefty money because now we're talking big risk.
Yeah, that's true. I have changed the way that I think about money quite a lot over the 12 years that I've been in business, David. And there's one thing that I like to say to people now that it took me a long time to sort of come to this realization, I guess, which is you're going to spend the money anyway. You're going to spend it on something.
Yes.
I guess the idea is spend it on what you really want to spend it on. Don't just throw it away willy-nilly. Because how many times do you go to the supermarket when you only meant to spend, like, this might not be the best example at the moment, but you only meant to spend $150 and you come home with $300 worth of food. That sort of instance. I only meant to do this one thing and all of a sudden my bank account is empty again. Whoops. Like, you're just spending the money with no thought to actually where it goes. So making a good choice on where you're actually going to spend your money, a thoughtful choice, can really be a huge difference sometimes.
If you sign into a coaching program and all it really becomes is, let's talk about Facebook ads, you can get that advice for a lot less money elsewhere.
Just call David.
No, don't call me. I have lost touch with that. The Zuck has zuckered me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, well, that's also a really good point, David. For really specific stuff like Facebook ads and social media that changes a lot from month to month, sometimes you need up-to-the-minute advice. You cannot rely on stuff that you were told 2 or 3 years ago because it doesn't relate anymore. It's like it's all changed. So that's a really good point, actually.
And there is a level of structure to any coaching which is going to be similar across all business coaches because it's just good business basics as they take you through who are you? Do you actually know? Who do you want to work with? Why do you want to work with them? Where are you now? And that's your numbers. What do your numbers look like now? Where do you want to be? How do you want to get there? And then go back and listen to our episode of planning your perfect year, because these are the questions which get asked, just with more structure to it. And then one of those things of, okay, well, how do we get there? Well, okay, you need to see more people. How are you going to see more people? Well, we need to find more people. How do we find more people? Well, where do those people hang out? Okay, now you know where they hang out. What's your message going to be to them as you drill down into the nitty-gritty? And the business coach will take you through those steps, one step at a time. And you can fast forward past things which aren't relevant to you. If you don't want to hire people, don't hire people. If you do want to hire people, hire people. They'll take you through those things one thing at a time. And that relationship may take more than 6 weeks. It may take more than 6 months. It may take more than 2 years to get to where you want to be at the end.
Yeah, it really depends on how far you want to drill down into your business, how far you want to take your business, what you want to do, how much you want to actually overhaul. And it can be really hard. It can be painful. It can be emotionally messy. It can be really discomforting. And you do have to kind of sometimes mentally prepare yourself for some of that discomfort. But the rewards are really good because, it's like sometimes if you're upset about something, like you just really need to have a cry or have a bit of a rant, and then you do it, and then the next day you sleep on it, and then the next day you're just like, wow, I actually feel really great. Like I feel like this weight has been lifted. And it's the same sometimes with business coaching. You've got to work through all those mucky, messy, awful things that look, nobody really wants to delve into their accounting shit that much, but you absolutely need to do it for growth.
So if you're a sole trader and your aspirations are just about being happy, being motivated, having enough money at the end of the day so you can go on a holiday, start with your Business Enterprise Centre. Talk to your
Yes.
accountant. And if you want to grow, talk to a coach.
Some accountants are really good. They can really point you in some good direction and explain things to you. And yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Like the government who want you to pay taxes, the accountant wants you to be able to afford their bill.
It's the circle of life. Somebody's paying somebody.
We all want to be paid, Jackie.
Absolutely. We do. Oh, look. I am actually a fan of like the whole business coach and mentorship idea. I love it. I do think it can be tricky to find the right person, but I also think when you have found that right person, the rewards can be immeasurable. Well,
Let's wrap it up.
thanks for being here with me again, David.
Good to see you again, Jackie.
Been a pleasure.
If you like what we are doing on the Folding Tales podcast, please like and subscribe through your favourite listening app. Look out for us on the social medias. We are on all sorts of platforms like Bimberbook and Instaface and Zed or whatever it's called.
It's always Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm never calling it the other thing. And I haven't even been on Twitter for a long time, so yeah.
Yep.
Just leaving it there.
You can leave us a passive-aggressive comment on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's right. We're on LinkedIn now, and
Yeah.
we are getting the YouTube website
are.
updated. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're sometimes there as well.
If you have found this advice to be helpful, why not consider buying us a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee Folding Towels podcast.
We love chatting with you and hearing your thoughts. And we do read every single thing that you send us and on all the social media platforms. So please check in and tell us hello. We would love to hear from you. Thank you, David.
See you in the next one, Jackie.
Bye, everybody.